Rockstar Makita Suzuki's Ryan Dungey is in some fast company. Only 3 riders in the sport's 38-year history have won a 250 and 450 motocross championship in consecutive years. Jeff Ward, Ricky Carmichael, and now Ryan Dungey. But never before has a rookie captured both major championships in the same calendar year. The new champ is on a historic roll and looking for win number 10 on the season as the world's fastest motocross riders invade Steel City. The gate drops next on Speed. Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and round 11 of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship in the 450 class. It's the FMF Steel City National. Well, a fantastic first moto is already complete here at Steel City. Let's check out the highlights. Well, no surprise for the start. Andrew Short has been nailing hole shots all year in the 29. Honda out front again. So that was no surprise. Here comes a challenge. 24 of Brett Metcalfe gets around Short. Those two are duking it out for second in the series point standings. That's a big pass for the 24. But here is a surprise. Ryan Dungey is down. And then things go from bad to worse for your new series champ. Obviously some problems there with the front end of the motorcycle. He would have to pull it into the pits. And after he and the Rockstar Makita Suzuki team checked that thing out, they elected to not go back out of the moto. So after 9 straight wins, Ryan Dungey nowhere to be seen in the battle for the lead in this moto. Now starting to stir, the veteran Kevin Windham catches up to Short in the race for second, makes the move. And the fans were getting fired up over the possibilities of maybe a victory for the number 14. And here it comes. He puts the challenge to Metcalfe. They would have a fantastic battle for the lead. Windham just hugging the inside, and they would come into another corner. Now, Windham's supposed to be the veteran, maybe not so aggressive. No way. He would not let the 24 have it. Down to the inside, they fight for the same rut. Windham gets to spot. Metcalfe tries to get him back. No such luck. Windham wins the moto. Metcalfe only 0.8 of a second behind at the finish. It's going to be a great showdown looming here for moto number 2. And there you can see the point standings now. After that first moto, we'll race again here in Moto 2. Total up the points to determine an overall winner. So right now, Kevin Windham with the edge. And nowhere to be seen in the top 10, Ryan Dungey. Hello, everyone. Jason Wygant and 4-time AMA National Champion Jeff Emig here at the FMF Steel City National. What a surprise. The struggles for Ryan Dungey in that first moto has been dominating the season all year long. Already has the championship wrapped up and has a whole bunch of overall wins tucked in his back pocket as well. But that's not going to be the case today. 40th in moto number 1. So Dungey's not going to get overall win number 10. So what does that do? It opens up the door for some other riders to win today, including some guys who are battling in other positions in the points, and that includes Andrew Short and Brett Metcalfe, Jeff, duking it out for second.
That's exactly what they're doing, too. These two riders are putting out such a tremendous effort here at the end of this championship, and even though it's for second, it still means so much to them, and they have just poured their heart and soul into these motos, and it's going to come all the way down to the end, I believe.
A few other battles for pride in this series as well. We've got some privateers, Kyle Chisholm, Ryan Sipes, Kyle Regal. These three have been duking it out all year long as well.
Yeah, and there's bragging rights there, and everyone in the paddock knows that these guys are privateers, and so they know that maybe the equipment might not be up to par, and so these guys, as they try to get better rides for next year, they really look, you know, the team owners and managers look at the effort that these riders put in all the way to the final round.
All right, folks, we're just about ready to go racing here in moto number 2, but first let's send it down to the starting area with Aaron Bates in a Progressive pre-race report.
Ryan Dungey may have been crowned champion last weekend, but there are still some privateers that are battling head-to-head each week, reaching for that top 10. And Ryan, sitting right now in that top 10 position, 6th in that first moto. What is the overall goal here, and how is this track meeting up with you today?
I mean, it's good. I like this place, I always have. I came here, you know, a decent amount of times when I was amateur, and just trying to go out there and get on the podium, hopefully get an overall podium. We got to pass this guy. So So.
Another privateer to side, Kyle Chisholm. Kyle, you actually had a rough one. You're sitting in 7th overall in the standings right now. You crashed during that moto. The same section as another privateer, Kyle Regal. What is it about that section that seems to be so challenging?
They put a little water down, and it's really hard packed on the face of the triple right here after the mechanics area. And I did the same thing that Regal did, just spun out on the face and went flying through there backwards. And luckily, I'm okay. I'm a little bruised up and a little sore, but I'm lucky it wasn't worse. And yeah, me and Ryan and Kyle have a good battle going on, and lost a few points that time, but I still got some, so that's good considering the crash. So try to get a good start this moto and get some solid points.
Best of luck. Privateers are the backbone of our sport, and they are ready for this gate to drop.
And we're excited to get 2 more races in before this year is over, because it's been so exciting thus far in 2010. The best motocross riders in the world on the best tracks, and of course the best fans watching it every step of the way. So what's going to happen as this series winds down? Only one way to find out. Stay with us. Urging in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, only about 20 minutes west of Steel City Raceway here in Pennsylvania. Let's give you the breakdown of how we will race today. 2 motos, 40 riders each, and each one lasts 30 minutes and 2 laps. Combine the results from both races to determine an overall winner. That's the Motocross 411. Jeff Emig, take us for a little lap here at Steel City.
Well, as always, this uphill left-hand start is critical, but they've opened it up some here in the past few years. Track started out a little bit muddy today. Now, because of the wind, cool temperatures, it's actually dried out quite a bit. Pretty hard pack. Get into what used to be called the pro section. Yep. Of course, this Supercross section with tons of jumps. This track has got some serious airtime on it. But the main thing to remember is it's going to be hard packed. Bikes are going to be, tires are going to be scooting out from under the riders.
Riders down there in the starting line. There's Kevin Windham, who won the first moto, Jeff. Here's your Rocky Mountain keys to the race. What does it take to win here at Steel City?
Well, as I mentioned, tire choice. You can see that they didn't really plow up the starting area right off the gate, but on into the first turn there is. But they're going to use a tire for the hard pack. Opportunity knocks. Big opportunity with Dungey not finishing that moto for somebody to win the overall. Who's going to step up, grab that bonus? And of course, this classic uphill start here. I believe that you can get a start anywhere in the inside.
Let's go racing Moto 2 from Pennsylvania. Oh, a bunch of riders down into the first turn. And it looks like Ryan Dungey, though, is back with a vengeance out front of Moto 2, not for long. Andrew Short gets by him. Oh, Michael Byrne is down. Billy McKenzie, a guest rider from the United Kingdom, is down. And is that Ben Townley? We're seeing a Honda laying down on his side. The 351 is Sewell. Yes, it is Ben Townley. Oh man, that's the way this season has gone for this guy.
And that was a bad get off there. And what happens typically when the guys get together, we'll take a look at the replay, is that when you start banging bars, see somebody got bumped, and then possibly when you start getting elbows in there, you know somebody's arm grabs your front brake, start to lock bars, and see Michael Byrne down. Yeah.
The 529 of Lowell Spangler laying on top of Townley. Well, you said opportunity knocks, but it seems like every time it knocks on the door of Townley, something unfortunate like that happens. But here's the opportunity for Windham. He's going after Dungey, as is Short. They are not messing around with the champ today.
Well, and Short really has to do something special here in this first moto, because gave up some points to Brett Metcalfe in that quest to be second in this title chase.
Look at this battle. Windham clears Dungey around the outside.
Well, and what's going to be tough for Dungey, I've been in this situation before where you don't ride the first moto. You just get out of sync of the racetrack. You get out of sync of your game plan, how you prepare for the day, and possibly things just start to happen a little quick for you in your mind. So it's going to be a tough moto for Dungey. Let's see how he can rebound here in Moto 2.
And there you saw Metcalfe and Alessi just come by. So Metcalfe, not too bad of a start here. He'll still have an opportunity to maybe race for this overall, but he can't wait around too long. Because Windham, who won Moto 1, oh, there's Townley. But it's good to see actually him just walking off under his own power, considering.
Yeah, and also in that carnage there was Michael Byrne, who had his best moto of the year, and then down off the start. That's going to be frustrating also.
So Short leads him around at the end of lap 1. So it is a Honda Red Bull Racing 1-2 early. And the Rockstar Makita Suzuki of Dungey in 3rd. Brayton is 4th. Chisholm, Alessi, Metcalfe duking it out behind that. Windham looking to go after Short, Jeff.
Yeah, did you read that, the pit board there? It said, focus, and it's you, dog.
It almost wasn't him. He was off the bike. Look at Windham all the way around the outside. Trying to get back to the inside.
Wow, that was so close, and they actually massaged that turn 2, and there's a pretty good rail around the outside. But look at Windham, he's just wasting he just upshifted in the air right there, too. Instead of holding it in a gear, just to prepare, look at that, just right down the inside. Oh, it's close.
Wow, for teammates, that was close. Short managing to get back in the lead. Windham refires. Short's going to be on the inside for this next right-hander, though. Oh, you hear the horns. The fans are so pumped over the idea of Kevin Windham maybe grabbing an overall win today. He's a fan favorite for sure. Short's being stubborn.
Well, he definitely is, but Windham, he's using some different lines. He's trying to figure it out here, trying to stay out of that roost. Oh, there he is, just drives past Short.
And Short not able to hold Windham back. Kevin Windham into the lead.
I'm telling you, how Windham massaged that roller section and just applied the power to the ground. That was awesome. I mean, he's just, right now, it's so natural. He's just flowing, so confident. I mean, he didn't even race first part of the championship. Yeah. Let's take a look here at this replay as Windham comes down the inside. Short he's got to give it to him. And watch this from a different angle here. Closer angle. I mean, he was two bike lengths behind him off of that final jump, and he just hammered it. That was cool.
Yeah, he didn't even need the inside of that corner. He had Short passed before they got to the turn. And now here comes Dungey. What do you think, Jeff? A couple of laps, could Dungey start to find that flow again after missing most of the first race?
Well, you would think so. Okay. I mean, he's been that good this year. But for Andrew Short, it's a tough situation because, you know, trying to retain second in points in this championship, and it's almost like he's in the safe mode, right? Where he just doesn't want to do anything, you know, make any big mistakes, right? But in turn, you know, I mean, it's almost like he's a little, you know, conservative at times. But, I mean, that is kind of his style. You know, you're not going to see Andrew Short, type of guy out there riding crazy and just, you know, feet off the pegs. He's very calculated, very skilled rider. But you know he wants second in this championship. You can tell by his starts and stuff. He's just, you know, totally focused.
But an overall win Short, you know, as well. He's never gotten one of those in this class. He's got some moto wins, including one this year. But Dungey goes to the inside, and he's got the spot. So Short pushed back to third. Justin Brayton is in fourth. The Muscle Milk Joe Gibbs Yamaha, but right now it looks like Dungey's got that second place covered. And let's see if the number 5 can go after Windham. And as far as the overall is concerned, Dungey's not a factor after not finishing the first moto, so he goes after Windham. I don't know if Windham's going to try to fight him or not. We might find out in just a few laps. There is Brayton now rolling up on Short as Kevin Windham tries to make some memories for these fans, leading the way early here at Steel City.
Wednesday, Speed Prime Time hits the game.
Battle is on for the lead here at Steel City. Kevin Windham on the 14, leading the 5 of Ryan Dungey, and Dungey's digging in hard, Jeff.
Wow, he used the outside line there. He's not wasting any time. You know, he's got all that energy in that body of his that he didn't use in the first moto, okay, that he's going to apply to Moto 2. It's frustrating to have a moto like that, but you know, we mentioned earlier, maybe he's got a little rusty from not riding that moto, maybe not quite up to pace on how the track is developed because he missed the moto, but he's proven all those theories wrong.
He's got it dialed in now. Look at that line, switching from the outside to the inside. Windham takes advantage of that little mistake, pulls away just a tad. as short as third, Brayton and Chisholm rounding out the top 5 early on. And Dungey, there you see, just turned in the fastest lap of this race. So he's definitely back up off pace now after a rough first race today.
Yeah, 2:28 flat. Windham was 2:29.7 last time around. So over a second and a half right there. And Windham, you know, he's holding on great here. He's holding his composure. He looked great to first moto. Energy looks good. You know, his line choice right now looks to be fantastic. But he's whoa, little mistake there. The Honda jumped out on him a little bit.
It's what they call the sky coaster here, a series of ups and downs on the top of the hill. Now they drop back down. This is where Windham passed short. He still has the line dialed in.
Now watch what Dungey does through this next section. He really has some good lines through here. Oh, both riders hugging it tight. See if they can. Oh, Dungey way to the outside. Lost a little bit of time there.
This is one of the fastest sections of this course. Windham, that's where he passed Metcalfe in moto number 1. Windham has responded to the challenge here, Jeff.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, he's been in this situation before. Okay, so he knows what to do here. And he's out here to go win these races. You know, he's not worrying about any championship points or anything like that. But you know, in Kevin's place, he just he does what he does. He goes out there and rides up to his full potential, and you know that could be good enough to win.
Oh, but not maybe this moto as Dungey gets by him. Nice job by Dungey to take over the lead, but Windham's still looking good for the overall today when we total up both races.
Yeah, which would be huge. And you could tell Windham when he went through there, if this was a championship battle, he could have easily got to the inside of Dungey there on that right-handed off camera and just pushed him out of the way. But very respectful of the newly crowned 450 champion.
Windham trying to control his own destiny by staying in the number 2 spot. But these fans, they're going to be a little nervous now for the next, say, what, 10 minutes and 2 laps, or 20 minutes and 2 laps, hoping that Windham can hold on to this overall. Let's send it down to Aaron, who's got Ryan Dungey's mechanic down on the track. Aaron?
Well, Mike, can you take us through exactly what went wrong? We know that there's a broken brake rotor, but what exactly did you guys have to replace and fix in order to get it back and working again?
He bent it up pretty good. He bent the radiator and the subframe and blew the front wheel apart. I think he just hit the face of a jump when he went down, and just the load just blew everything apart.
It seems as though second place is not good enough for him. He just passed Kevin for the lead again. What is it about his hard determination that seems to make him pull through?
He was so bummed out about letting everybody down after the first moto. I mean, he wants to win, so good for us.
Big news in your guys' camp, Roger leaving. Has that been distracting to anybody on the team this week?
No, we're trying to just do our normal thing every week, like we do every weekend. So, it's just one of those things that happened in the first moto. He just made a little mistake.
It was a somber mode for the team, but hopefully change will be good.
Yeah, let's touch on that. Good report, Aaron. Roger DeCoster, the longtime team manager for Suzuki, been managing that squad since 1995 and also won many championships in the 1970s as a rider for that team. Roger DeCoster and Suzuki are going to part ways at the end of this season. And what a change of events for Suzuki over the last 7 days. Euphoria last week, Ryan Dungey winning the championship for the squad. And then just a few days later, DeCoster announces he will leave the team, and then Dungey a horrible first moto today. So that's how quickly things can change in racing.
Yeah, been a bit of an up and down, and you got to think for Ryan Dungey, who's worked so well with Roger DeCoster, that he's going to be pretty bummed. Obviously business, is business, and had to do what he had to do. But he's such a great team leader, and not only the riders that he hires, but the crew that he puts together.
Right.
And so for Ryan Dungey, there's going to be some changes, and there'll be some adversity that he's going to have to face as the champion. And so it's going to be interesting to see who they bring in to manage the team, and if they can keep the ball rolling.
We saw Brayton come by in third, then it's Short and Metcalfe about to hook it up in another one of these battles for second. Just one more thing in the DeCoster situation, he said he was looking for a 3-year contract, work 3 more years and retire. And Suzuki, in this economy, was only able to offer him a year-to-year deal. So, they just agreed to disagree on that. No hard feelings really between them, it's just business. Let's take it to this 29-24 battle. They're hooking it up again. Metcalfe has come from 7th now to catch Short. Here's your progressive Holeshot replay, Jeff.
Yeah, watch this classic start here as Dungey comes in. And watch the middle of your screen. Townley and Michael Byrne hook up. Both riders go down. They take a couple other riders with them, but you know, for Ryan Dungey, did what he had to do, get out there. Andrew Short also.
So yeah, Short had the good start, but how long can he make that hold up with Metcalfe all over him? Metcalfe has been so aggressive these last couple of weeks, Jeff, and rides like this, even bad starts doesn't seem to stop this guy. So we'll keep an eye on this battle just inside the top 5.
When it's time to get ready to race.
At 8, Stealth Rider is all new as Jason Brayton saddles up in Houston. Then at 10, 2 different War Machines share a common goal on an all-new Intersections. Wednesday beginning at 8 Eastern on Speed. Welcome back to Steel City Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross. Ryan Dungey leading the way here. He's pulled away quite a bit from Kevin Windham, who is in second, but we count 2 motos here. So even though Dungey is logging the Rockstar Energy Drink fast laps, his terrible finish in Moto 1 means he won't be able to win the overall today, Jeff.
Yeah, and you can see why he's pulling away. He's turned to 227.4. Now he's at a 228.5. Windham at a 230 flat. So Dungey's still, you know, second or so faster. But Brayton now has really started to pick it up, as has Brett Metcalfe, who now has worked his way past Short.
Yeah.
You know what that is? That's 2 more points.
Yeah, and he made up quite a few in Moto 1, even with the second place finish. And has taken over second in the series coming into this moto, and he might add 2 more if it ended up this way. I don't think Metcalfe's satisfied though with that 4th place spot. You know he's going to want to charge for a top 3 by the time this thing.
You got that right, and he is really is working hard out there right now. And then the battle for the privateers here. You know, Chisholm has been right in there, right in the Moto Concepts Yamaha. Of course, Ryan Sipes, you know, his teammate. Same, you know, same bike, same team. They're battling out. And Kyle Regal went down in the first moto, went down pretty hard. But so that's going to change that battle up a little bit for the privateers.
So here is Chisholm, kid out of Florida, on the number 55 is in 6th with Mike Alessi behind him. Chisholm just missed the podium last week in the Southwood Sam, was 4th overall, whereas Alessi here was on the box, and we were thinking that might be the launch for Alessi to put in a strong stretch run in this series, but unfortunately, today he's outside of the top 5 again. And then this is a great story. The rider behind him, Nick Paluzzi, first ever pro race, and he's in the top 10.
You got it. Lives right down the street from me, Riverside, California. Got the opportunity here from Muscle Milk Toyota Yamaha and Joe Gibbs Racing to ride this machine that Josh Grant left behind there with the injury. And
yeah, Josh Grant actually had shoulder surgery. He started the season late with shoulder surgery, and unfortunately is going to end the season early with it. So now Paluzzi's on the bike and riding it well.
Yeah, and so Jeremy Albrecht and Coy Gibbs, they give him the call on a Tuesday. He agreed, flew the red eye back to Charlotte, and got on the bike Wednesday. And look at this, he's up there battling with a rider the caliber of Mike Alessi.
Yeah, Alessi managing to move over and hold him off, at least for the moment. And Paluzzi, we got to talk to his dad between motos. He rode hard in that first moto, but he wasn't tired. He wanted to get back out here and do this.
Yeah, he's just, I mean, he's such a good kid too, and he's so talented.
Let's send it down to Aaron down on the track. Aaron?
Well, guys, a quick update on a few injuries that had taken place today. The number 10 of Tommy Hahn, we saw him pull off during that first moto, suffered a grade 2 separation of his right shoulder, which is his good shoulder, unfortunately. He is going to have an MRI Monday morning, and he is hopeful to be back by the time for Pala. And also, Billy McKenzie, the number 621 who showed up here today, the Scottish rider, he got caught up in that first turn pileup during the second moto, a broken collarbone for him, a broken right collarbone.
Ah, man, tough luck. Billy Mack here on a guest ride. Kawasaki was putting a new bike under the tent since Chad Reed, our defending series champ, is out with an illness. But McKenzie only made it to the start here of the second moto and is now down and out. So tough luck for some riders. The benefactor are guys like Paluzzi.
Yeah, what a dream ride that would be to ride that factory Kawasaki.
I know.
But I tell you what, Paluzzi, he's making all of this ride that he's got going here with Joe Gibbs Racing, because, I mean, he looks fantastic on this big bike. You know, I mean, just really impressed with his ride today. Spoke to him, you know, earlier today, and I said, look, you only have one chance at having your first pro race. I really hope that you enjoy it, right? Enjoy it, ride as hard as you can. Don't worry about anything. Don't worry about any expectations from anyone. Just enjoy this day. And 10th in the first moto. now 8th in this moto. Pretty strong ride for a true rookie here.
He's got some company though. Sipes, there you see the 46, not too far back. And what do you think? Is it almost better sometimes when the riders, like you said, have no expectations, no pressure?
Yeah, I mean that's really when you see you know, just the natural raw talent. You know, there's no politics, there's nothing about money or bonuses or anything. You know, I mean, he's a rookie, he's a kid, and he's just out there riding a motorcycle. But what he's doing is he's doing the ultimate audition, right? Because he's one of you know, half a dozen amateurs that are turning pro, and they're looking for rides, and it's a tough season for any rider to really lock down their ride, unless you're Ryan Dungey. But he's already signed. So.
Yeah, he's signed for next year, but he's one of the few. Even guys like Short and Windham, Metcalfe, they do not have deals officially inked for next year either. So it's an audition for most. It's just another victory celebration, though, for the number 5 of Dungey, who's going to collect another moto win. Not going to get the overall today after a crash and some mechanical troubles in moto number 1. But he just wants to leave here letting everyone know he is still the man in this class.
Stroke lap, please. Sliding it through it.
Which means you can get vehicles.
Battle brewing for 3rd. The 23 of Metcalfe, the 24 of Brayton, with challenges being put to him by the 24 of Metcalfe. So Brayton and Metcalfe, this is quite a battle.
Oh yeah, you talk about accelerating your soul. These riders here are doing it because they're reeling in Moto 1 winner Kevin Windham, who just turned a 2:32. Brayton and Metcalfe a 2:30. So basically 2 seconds faster on that one lap. So we'll see if Windham can hold on here. He's getting the pit board. Metcalfe's getting the pit board. 5 more laps. We've got a little under 5 minutes plus 2 laps to go.
This is a race. This is a real battle. And remember, okay, so Metcalfe, if he gets around Windham, he can go 2-2 on the day. If Windham goes 1-3, Windham will edge him for the overall. But if Brayton winds up getting between them, then Metcalfe can win this thing. So 4.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. This could change completely by the time it's over.
Well, that's if you're Brett Metcalfe, if you were fortunate enough to come away with the win on a day like today, even if you don't win the moto, that's going to be huge. What redemption that would be after the disappointing first moto last week. So, but hey, this race is far from over. We got 4 minutes to go plus 2 laps. This is when it really starts to intensify. This is when the fitness comes into play here. You see Metcalfe make a little mistake there, but this is what the event points look like as they run right now.
But that could change depending on some passes here. And you saw Metcalfe a little mistake. He is really riding the edge right now to try to get these guys.
Well, he had some momentum. He made that mistake, but yeah, he's really using the track. He is all over the place right now, trying to find some smooth lines, and it's working for him. These guys are motoring right now, and I'm really proud of what Brayton's doing also. This is you know, definitely one of his best rides of the season.
Well, Brayton won the last moto of the year last year on this track, so something about Steel City seems to work for the guy. But he better find all those good lines now, because Metcalfe is going to push. And there we go to get around him. This is a new section of the course they opened up last year. The idea, bring some jumps into the fan zone. And you see the fans lining the track, and they're excited because Windham could win this overall.
Here it is.
But Metcalfe making a move on Brayton. No, Brayton holds him back. Great racing. Brayton not letting it happen. Right-hander. Metcalfe's got to deal with this bump on the inside.
He's doing this little double right there. And you see how he just closed right up on the back of Brayton right now. So Brayton's holding his composure well. In the meantime, they just turned to 2:32, so Brayton fell off the pace by 2 seconds as Windham went back down to a 2:30.
Now, is that Windham stepping up? Is that these guys battling each other? That's Windham going fast.
Definitely. He said, okay, need to get in gear here. Need to dial in my turns, keep flowing here. But Metcalfe is all over the track here. Okay, now he's coming down the inside. Can he hold the line?
Not much of a run to bank off up there, but he's going fast. And fast enough to take over the spot. Now, Jeff, you talked about Rocky Mountain Keys before this race, with Dungey having trouble in Moto 1. opportunity knocks for these guys. Who can take advantage?
Yeah, well, he certainly has got the right tire choice because he's hooked up. But yeah, the opportunity right now is there for Metcalfe and for Windham. And we'll see just what sort of effort Metcalfe can put out here at the end of this moto. I mean, this guy works so hard, and I mean, he's so physically fit. I mean, this guy, he is a train-aholic.
The problem is, even if he passes Windham, Windham should edge him for the overall, so he needs to hope Brayton can hang with him and then drop Windham to 4th, and then Metcalfe can get this thing. Well, we're not that far away from Shanksville, Pennsylvania, which you may remember. It's where Flight 93 crashed September 11th, 2011. They are building a new memorial site there. Our crew is able to check out some of the progress, and actually next weekend, First Lady Michelle Obama and former First Lady Laura Bush will actually be there as a part of a dedication ceremony not too far from us here in Steel City. Ryan Dungey leading the way here, Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. During the break, Jeff Emig just kind of marveling at the style of this kid.
Yeah, I was just watching him technically here, just where he's placing his feet, and his technique and everything, and it's just amazing because he's carrying so much speed. It seems like the bike is always in the proper part of the power band, right in the meat of the power, and he's just dominating. He's so clean through his turns and his ruts and stuff like that. That's how come he's still turning 230 and turned to 227 is as fast as this moto. So.
Yeah, that's the Rockstar Energy Drink fast lap of the race. That's the 227 for Dungey. No one able to match that. But Kevin Windham, he's going pretty fast too. He's in 2nd, and he needs to keep pushing because Brett Metcalfe is in 3rd. And you know Metcalfe's not going to stop charging.
Yeah, but Dungey, Windham, and Metcalfe, all 3 are turning a 230, and now Brayton has dropped off the pace just a little bit at 233.
There's the distance between Windham and Metcalfe. They were so close at the end of Moto 1. Only 0.8 of a second separated them. And that Moto win for Windham, he edged him, might make all the difference in the overall today.
Yeah, and so for Brayton here, like I said, he dropped off the pace about 4 seconds that last lap. Might have made a little mistake there or something, but it doesn't look like he's going to be any help to Metcalfe in his quest to win this overall.
It's been a long time since Kevin Windham has won one of these races overall. 2007, you got to go all the way back. There is Short, and Short might be facing a challenge from Sipes. Sipes has gotten around a bunch of the riders. He's gotten past Paluzzi, Alessi, Chisholm. So Sipes and Chisholm, we're talking about the teammates battling to be top privateer. Sipes making the move on Chisholm right now, and he's not satisfied. He wants Short.
No, but this team here, this Moto Concepts Yamaha team, privateer team, they don't get any of the works factory parts, but you can tell that they put together a great operation. This year has been spectacular for them. They've leaped forward big time, and riders like Ryan Sipes, he's really surprised everyone with the way that he's ridden this big bike here, where he is definitely a player.
Sipes has always had great speed. The consistency has been a bit of an issue, but that's behind him now. He's been solid all year, and he's put some gap between himself and Chisholm.
Yeah, Chisholm had a little fall in the first moto, but certainly here running 7th in the second moto. That's been lately also. I mean, you have to admire what this young man's doing also. And so, once again, the Moto Concept team starting to gel. Things are starting to work there, and that's when we're talking about with Dungey losing Roger DeCosta, part of that foundation. It's important.
Sipes was actually fastest of anyone in practice today, faster than Dungey. I think he's got some inside tips up. Look at that, jumping out, going after Short, and he's going to be the inside for this right-hander. Is that going to allow him to take the spot? Short fights back, and he puts that factory Honda power to the ground. No, that actually forced Short outside.
Sipes jumps off the side of the track and goes down.
Oh, too far, and look, he hurt himself on the landing. Oh no, that is a disaster, just going for it to get one more spot. And it looks like Chisholm is going to now inherit that spot. That's how quickly things change in this game. I think he's just shaken up, luckily. Officials over there are going to try to protect the bike so no one runs into it.
Yeah, see, he knocked down some of those banners there, and those are held up by those wooden stakes. He might have fallen right on one of those things, but clear sailing for Dungey. 1 lap to go.
1 lap to go.
Let's take a look at this. Now watch what Sipes does right here. Watch, he slides a little bit because of the bumps, and when he jumps off to the side, I see him right as he, watch him go down right here. I don't know, he just lands right on the ground. Just might land on a rock, something like that, but wow, disappointing ending to what was a fantastic ride today.
His mechanic, Scotty Atkins, used to race out here a lot, and I think he got some good inside information on the hot lines. It was working up until that moment. Meanwhile, let's go back to Ryan Dungey. As we mentioned, midway through this show, Roger DeCoster, the team manager, and a legend, really, the man who almost built the Suzuki brand when they started racing motocross back in the 70s, was parting ways with the team. How much of an effect will that have on Dungey? No doubt the tutelage of DeCoster and also Ricky Carmichael have helped make Dungey the rider he is. Now, no doubt, Dungey's got plenty of talent. They can tell you all they want. You got to go out and execute. He's able to do that. But I'm sure it was probably a little bit of a bittersweet weekend last weekend for Dungey. Wins the title, then finds out RD is moving on.
Yeah, but watch as Dungey comes down this here. Watch how the bike works coming into these extremely rough bumps and everything there. I just marvel at what they've been able to do with this bike here, and like with the settings and the chassis. I mean, obviously you have to have a good rider, no doubt about that. But they work, hand in hand together, and it's just so plush. Sometimes you see some bikes and it's in those really harsh bumps and those like square edge braking bumps when a bike is too stiff or it's just not set up properly. The bike's really jumping around. But for Dungey, man, he just works it, and the bike is it's working for him, no doubt.
Well, I mentioned this bike and team last week won the championship with Chad Reed last week. We said that they won the championship with Chad Reed last year, and they win it again with Ryan Dungey this year. It had been 16 years since a team won this title, back-to-back years with 2 different riders. So you said before, you got to keep the ball rolling, the momentum. They've definitely got it right now.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is that with Roger DeCoster, if he leaves, goes to another team, he knows Ryan Dungey inside and out, and so that's gonna work against him, and that just in a blink of an eye, your biggest supporter becomes the enemy.
Well, here it is. Ryan Dungey is headed to the 2nd moto win. And generally, when he does that this year, he wins the overall. But that's not going to be the case at Steel City. Yeah, he proved he's still the strong, fast guy of the class. And he's going to prove that by winning this moto. Ryan Dungey takes Moto 2, but the fans are extremely excited because Kevin Windham, with 1-2 scores on the day, wins the overall at Steel City. He won this race way back in 2001. He hasn't won a national since 2007. He wasn't even supposed to race outdoors this year, and he takes the Honda to victory lane. Brett Metcalfe, close once again. He's happy. He'll be on the podium as well. We'll be right back.
Tom.
Pennsylvania, and we made some history here. Kevin Windham has won the overall at Steel City, and you cannot pick a better moment for the fans.
Oh, yeah,
he is a true fan favorite.
Yeah, they were loving this win, and he came off the 2nd moto and took his helmet off. Didn't even look like he was sweating.
Let's show you how it happened here in Moto 2. First of all, big crash here, Jeff.
Michael Byrne and Ben Townley get together. A couple other guys in there too, so Townley's out for the day.
Yeah, that's a bummer for our international fans. Townley ends up out with the 101. He did walk off the track under his own power. Windham had the lead early. Here comes Dungey going for the #1 spot.
Yeah, I was interested to see how Dungey would respond after not riding that first moto, but he proved why he's the man.
Dungey got by Windham, and here's Windham duking it out with Short. Nice pass by Windham. That would put him in position for the overall. Now here comes Dungey. He gets around Short as well.
And watch this move right here that he puts on Windham. Gets to the inside and just holds the line there. Doesn't allow Kevin any room to get back by.
So Ryan Dungey wins the second moto, but he was 40th last in Moto 1 after some bike problems and a crash. So Kevin Windham is going to win the overall. That was your Lucas Oil race recap. And we'll recap the overall results. Windham edges Metcalfe and Brayton on the podium for the first time this year outdoors.
But I got to tell you, 8:17, Nick Paluzzi, 7th overall in his first pro national. Just an incredible ride by the youngster.
Yeah, he said he only got the call on Tuesday. Had never even met the guys on that team. Had never raced a Yamaha full-size bike. Unbelievable. Let's send it down to Aaron on the podium.
Kevin Windham gave these fans a treat today. Kevin, it's been since 2007 Unadilla that you've won an overall. You said racing against John Dowd last weekend was what sparked this motivation. Are you dedicating this win to him?
I am, boy. I had a good time. Everyone knows Southwick's not a good track for me, but as old as Dowd is and still doing it, I could barely muster up a midlife crisis, I said last weekend. But man, the Honda Red Bull racing team was awesome. Boy, I had to keep Medi honest. He was coming on strong, and it was a tough ride, you know. And Dungey obviously had his misfortune there in the first moto, but MSR and DVS and Shoei, all the guys, Spot Goggles, Garnet, Dunlop tires. Feels great. It's been a long time. Who knows when the next one will come, but man, I had a blast today.
You had your fair share of success and wins overall. Where does this win rank?
Well, with every passing year, every passing gray hair that sprouts out the side of my head, it seems like I cherish them more and more because you don't know when the last ones are going to come. So I'll take this one, put it in the trophy mantle, look for another one. Hopefully we can get it.
Terrific job start to finish. Congratulations.
Hey, Toyota moving forward schedule. One race remains, and we're going to be live from Paula, just outside of San Diego, California. Cannot wait for that one. Kevin Windham, maybe you can get another. He ended Supercross on a strong note.
Hey, and like I said, you guys have got to tune in for this one because that track is going to be a monster.
Yeah, that is amazing. And the fans got what they wanted to see. Great racing all day long, great weather, great track, and a win by one of their favorites. Kevin Windham coming out on top today at Still City. This was not in the cards when the year began, so congrats to him.